Hey everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. I have had several requests lately to do some cuff bracelets. And I've showed these before. These are just some little plain bangle bracelets made on a aluminum can, a soda can. This was actually the first bracelet that I made. Check out how thin it is. But I absolutely love it. I wouldn't recommend making them this thin because they can break pretty easy, but I've worn this one many times and not ever had a problem with it. So we're going to make something similar today. Here, the one that I've got on the paper here is ready to go on the can and be baked. Let's see if I can get up here. I apologize because it's got some Pearl-Ex on it. I just did the hammered metal technique and put some little heart cutouts on it. Now this edge on here is something I'm fixing to talk about. This is the raw edge after running it through the pasta machine a few times. And the more conditioned your clay is, the more you can work this out. I stopped at this point because I wanted that edge to look like that. That being said, I'm going to talk about right now clay and where you buy it from and how big a difference that makes. I've heard lots of people lately talk about when they buy Primo and how hard it is, and that is just absolutely freaking me out. This is Sculpey 3, and again, I've heard many people lately talk about when they buy Sculpey 3 and how soft it is and how almost instantly workable it is. I have exactly the opposite results. This right here, Sculpey 3, and it's a blue pearl. Let's see, yeah, blue pearl is exactly what it's called. And you can see how it is very, and I'm going to use the word even though it's probably not accurate, it's very dry. It has a very dry feeling. It's very dry, almost feels like paper. It's that dry feeling. This, on the other hand, is this black, what's it called? It's called Twilight. No, it's called Twinkle. And it's the Primo Accents. This stuff is like, the feel of it is like silly putty. It's got a good moisture to it. It doesn't feel dry like this does. It's stretchy. And this is right out of the package. I literally, all I did was roll my acrylic roller over it. As you can see, I didn't even like mush it up and roll it again. This was literally cut it off the block and I rolled it. This is this gold. This is the 18 karat gold, which has several golds, which I really like. I like having a choice of, and as you can see, this stuff is super, super soft. Absolutely. Right out of the package. That was a block I literally just cut off, and it's that soft. So, I know for a fact where you buy your clay makes a huge difference. I have never, ever gone to a store, a box store, so to speak, and bought any clay that was this soft. Other than Sculpey Original at my Walmart, which can come out like ice cream sometimes. I order my clay from an online store here called Polymer Clay Superstore, and I've never gotten clay that wasn't this fresh. So I don't know about other online stores. I continue ordering from them simply because it's so fresh. So I absolutely love it. I love working with it. It's so fresh. So that's my word of advice find a place to order from that has super fresh clay. If you buy a block, and if I was going to a box store, that's what I'd start off with. I would just buy a couple of blocks of whatever your different brands that you want to try are. And if you get them home and they're hard as a rock, don't buy them from there anymore. Talk to the management, try to get them to reorder, whatever you have to do, but don't buy it. You will save yourself so much headache by not making yourself work with hard clay. There's no reason for it. Product should not sit in a store that long to where it just becomes almost unworkable. I have run this through my pasta machine no less than 20 times. Working my frayed edges back in, and it is just, well, as you can see, it's dry. I feel like I could drop a drop of water on there and it would just soak it in, even though it's clay and it wouldn't. But this is what we're gonna work with today. I'm gonna marble these two together, so that should help with the dryness just a little bit. I could take a little bit of clay conditioner, which I don't happen to have any, but you can also take just a couple of drops of liquid Sculpey and continue to condition it more and more and more, and it will soften back up. But for this particular project, it's not going to be that imperative. So that's what I've got. I've got the blue and the pearl blue, the twinkle, and the 18 karat gold. And you can do this with any colors that suit your situation. But 3 colors is what we're going to do today. I'm going to roll out a base bracelet. Then I'm going to roll out this and cut some shapes out so that the gold will show through the shapes. So that's what we're going to do. I'll be right back. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to say when you're making a bracelet, especially if you're going to make one a custom bracelet, don't measure your wrist. Measure around your hand, around the thickest part of where your hand is going to go through the bracelet. Sorry about that, I got to change my back. Sorry about that. That'll be, that measurement around the fattest part of your hand will be the minimum that you can make your inside diameter of your bracelet. Because although it's your wrist it has to fit, it's your hand that has to go through. Alright? So, once again, the soda can, the regular size soda can, will make a small to medium size bracelet. For something like a large bracelet, you're going to need like a Arizona iced tea or something that comes in the bigger, like 24 ounce can. Okay, so I've rolled out the Twinkle Primo Accents. Is it Primo Effects? I'm not sure at this particular moment. I'm a bit corralled. There's no room to move. It is the Primo Accents. Both of them. Okay, so I've got those rolled out. And I'm just going to start to twist them together. Now, as you can see on my paper right here, this is where that copper colored, I actually think that is the copper, set overnight, and it's leached out a lot of the polymers out of the clay. If you ever have clay that's too soft, that is something you can do to firm up the clay. Is put it between 2 sheets of this is just the thicker cardstock 110-pound cardstock from Georgia Pacific. Comes from Walmart. Put your clay between 2 sheets of that and let it set overnight, and try it again and see what you think. Because the Pearl Sculpey 3 is so dry, it's wanting to crack on me. So I'm just going to keep twisting it down a little bit, get the spirals of the twist a little bit tighter. And smush the ends in a little bit. I don't want a bunch of blue with no twist sticking out the end. Sorry, we got rain coming in supposed to tonight, so it's kind of humid and I don't know, whatever weird thing it does to the atmosphere where I have like wild flyaway hair today. And it's tickling me. Okay. Alright, I'm going to roll this out just a little bit more. I could get up my acrylic block, but from back here it's a little difficult. Alright. And there's lots of tutorials out there on marbling and mixing colors and stuff like that. Really, if you start mixing 2 colors of clay, at some point you're going to get a marbling effect. It's just a matter of stopping yourself before you get a complete mix of the colors. And there we go with that crack again. It's continuing to crack in the same spot. And again, I'm going to mash those ends back in there. Let's see about rolling it out one more time. Now the one thing that I've noticed about the glittered clays is they have a bit of translucence to them. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. If I remember to set this down on the paper, it'd be easier to pick up. Alright, one more time here. And I'm kind of just going for a, night sky, I guess, kind of look. I don't want it too black or too blue. Now we're getting there, what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, I've already got my gold rolled out. Probably longer than what I really want it to be, so let's fix that. And this is also the Primo accent, so it's lovely and soft. And exact roundness is not important right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you can roll this out with your acrylic roller or whatever, but I'm going to use my pasta machine. I want to have as close as I can to an even thickness between these two. And I've just got it set on the widest setting on my machine. Sorry about that. I could have explained what I was going to do just a little bit more. I've got this where I'm flattening it out a little, flattening it out a little bit, and I'm going to run it through my pasta machine this way, not this way. Gimme. Okay, here we go. We've got two choices. I kind of like that. Sorry, I don't mean to keep flashing y'all with the camera. With the glare on the camera. Alright. Okay, so what we need to do is decide on our width. And right now my can is in the oven, so all the crud in my pasta machine needs to be cleaned. And again, I apologize because I'm quite a distance from the camera. Alright, went and got my, whoa, do not do it, camera. Don't do it. Went and got my longer blade. It's also probably at this point a little bit straighter. I do abuse my little one quite a bit. Alright, and as anal as it sounds, I'm gonna see. Okay, they're about the same. Hey, back over here. Alright. About the same, but my cut wasn't, was it? Alright, that one's good. I just went for about an inch. Other side of the way. Hey, don't do that. There we go, that's a little better. And what I want to do is cut the other just a little bit narrower. And we're not going to stack them yet. So let's go with our longest straight side here. And this time, let's make ourselves a couple of marks, which is easier said than done from way over here, but I'm going to try it anyway. Have enough of my pencil lead sticking out. Well, my instinct tells me to go with an 1/8, but I don't know if enough gold will show on either side of that. So I'm going to make it 3/4 of an inch. Check my mark over here. Yeah. And put a big old dent in the In the base, why not? And right on the edge, right where I wouldn't want it. But stuff happens, right? Now, obviously, save this bit. You can make earrings, you can make necklace, you can make. So, don't wad that up like I was compelled to do for a second. Okay, now what you want to do is take whatever you've decided to use for your detail. In this case, I've got a little star cutter, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place today. Start cutting out, and it is sticky in here today. Oh, won't fit. And save your little stars. But you can go off the edge if you want, however you want your pattern to go. Let's do one of those. Nope, I don't want that for sure. So let's fix that. Ding. Okay. And again, just continue on. Cutting out random shapes. You could do flowers, hearts. I've got the flower cutter out to do a flower one. Let's go just a little bit. And turn your cutter. Should have been doing that more the whole time. Alright. Let's again do just a clip. That cutter has a sharp point on one of the sides. Okay. Now, you can choose to cut your ends off flush, or you can leave them ragged. I'm going to leave them ragged. Now, forgive me if I have trouble but trying to line this up where y'all can see and I can see. It's not going to be easy. Okay, not bad everywhere. And because that gold is so fresh, they want to meet right away. They want to stick, which is a good thing. I like that. I like fresh clay. Okay, possibly right in here, don't. There we go. So move this edge up just a bit. Not too much. Let's see. Okay, I like that. Give it a good gentle pressure. Make sure they're both stuck together really well. Okay, now you can take this and wrap it around the can. And I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, here's this one out of the oven now. And the only thing I've done to it is I put a coat of gloss glaze on it so far. It's got holes here and here, and I'm going to put some jump rings in a large lobster claw clasp after I do the other things I want to do to it. I may do some embossing, some patina, no telling what I'm going to do that. This one again is one that is very thin, but I just made it for myself, so they're very flexible. Now of course I could break it probably pretty easy, but I won't be putting that kind of pressure on it. So, but this one's 2-layer and on the thickest setting of my pasta machine, so it's quite a bit thicker. Now of course if you're doing a standalone cuff bracelet, you're going to want some good thickness. And I know a lot of people use supports like a brass armature underneath their cuff bracelets. And if I was making something substantial, I would definitely do that. But these are just some small, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get it on there. I used to have a different can that had a line around it at the perfect spot where you could line something up. I'm just trying to get it where it's kind of straight across from each other so that it doesn't come out of the oven kind of wonky. That being said, it's wonky. Oh yeah, big time. That's a little better. Sorry guys, I really am all over the place today. My husband, bless his heart, he has never been the kind that was good at just going out in the yard and doing his own thing on the weekend. You know, we spend a lot of time together on the weekend, and it's a wonderful thing. Let me tell you, I don't mean that the wrong way, but I don't get much done in here on the weekends, so I do play a little catch up during the week. So here we go. This is going to go in the oven just like this, and you can put little feet on your can or something if you have a problem with it. I bake in a bed of polyfill stuffing, polyester fiber fill, inside of a big Pyrex dish in my oven. So this gets cradled in some polyfill, and you may have an occasional little tiny piece of polyfill that will stick barely to your clay, but of course it comes right off. So alright, I'm going to stick this in the oven and then we'll be back to finish it. Okay, so here it is out of the oven, and it'll be a little stuck to your can when you get it out of the oven. What I do is I'll go around and kind of just pop the can and loosen it up, and it will come right off. Okay. Now we can glaze it, we can do all kinds of stuff to it. I'm going to actually get my sandpaper out and try to smooth up some of these edges just a little bit. And then we've got our holes right here for our findings to go through. I'll probably put 3 jump rings on each side. I may put 5 on one side just to have a adjustment, a little bit of an adjustment, and then a lobster claw or a toggle clasp or something. So, alright, let's see. My edge is a little wonky. Hey, not bad for being as far away from yourself as you have to be when you're on camera. So, not bad. I love that glitter with the pearl. It's really pretty. And glazed, it'll be even prettier. So, I will do that. And here's just a few. These haven't been baked yet. From the scrap clay. Just some little pieces for some earrings. And those will hang with some glass beads or something. So, I will get my sandpaper out and sand on this. I'm not going to do it on camera because I've got such a mess on my dress. And then I'll come back and glaze it, or show it to you glazed, or show it to you finished. I'm not sure yet. But that's basically it. That's how I would make a cuff bracelet. And again, like I said, you can see how flexible. And if you've not worked with clay much, normally if you bake something, it's almost like it continues to cure, because tomorrow this will be a little bit firmer and a little more set feeling. I don't know how to describe that, but here is the other one so far. That little patina done to it. It's actually some patina antiquing gel, and then I've put some of the verdigris embossing powder. It's only been embossed so far right here, and a little bit right here. I'm about to put it back on the can and do the rest. So, alright, there we go. I'll come back and show them both when they're done. Alright, again, here's this one. All finished, and I absolutely love the way it turned out. Some jump rings and bigger lobster claw clasp. I have bigger ones, but they're quite a bit heavier and would weight the bracelet down quite a bit. Now, one of the things I do plan on doing is going back and from one of the, I don't know, maybe one of the sides or something, hanging just a little bit of a charm, like possibly a heart like this or something to that effect. And here is the one we finished. Sorry for the glare of the sparkle. Really cute. I like the way it turned out. And this one is double thick. Like I said, but still plenty flexible. Toggle clasp on this one. Really cute. Alright, so cuff bracelets. Like I said, there's many tutorials out there on how to make cuff bracelets. With support inside, without support inside. There's many ways to do them. But my husband and I are going out tonight with I always say sister and brother-in-law, even though it's my husband's sister. But they were like 7 and 8 when my husband and I started dating, just like my sisters. So they're like sisters to me. So I'm thinking about wearing this though tonight. So, alright, that's it. Cuff bracelets. Holler at y'all later. Bye now.